One of the most frustrating things about hormonal acne is that it just keeps coming back. And I can speak on this from personal experience. And if you're somebody who has a similar frustration, I am here hopefully to ease your mind and give you more info on this topic. We've been doing a mini series within this series about acne specifically, because I know me personally, I've wanted to refresh my knowledge and learn more about this. And actually hormonal acne was gonna be in my last video, rosacea versus fungal acne, but I just felt like it needed a moment in itself and its own discussion. So feel free to comment below where you're at in your journey, if you've had experience treating hormonal acne, and any tips and tricks you have for anybody watching. But this is something that, again, I've dealt with personally. When you know its patterns and you know what to look for, it just makes your life so much easier. Without further ado, let's grab that pen and paper and dive into hormonal acne. As always, thanks for continuing to watch. For those of you who are new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Check out the links below. I have a lot of really great videos linked down below that I've created before. I have resources, discount codes, and most importantly, I have the link below for the Fall Master Your Solo Practice series. It's an in-person training in the San Francisco Bay Area, and it is a 3-day experience, but you can customize it to what it is that you want to learn. Me and my employee are teaming up on this, and we did this last year and we had a blast teaching you guys, and we're still going to keep it small and intimate, and we believe that it is going to give you much more confidence going into your own business and into the treatment room. Hormonal acne, y'all. This comes close to home because it is something I feel like I've dealt with for a long time. Over the years, obviously the severity of those breakouts has varied, but I would say overall has improved. I've been able to help clients of mine as well navigate this, and so this video truly is to help you understand the root causes of it, as well as some tips and tricks to address this in your own skin or in your client's skin. Again, disclaimer, I'm not a dermatologist or a medical professional. I'm just a licensed esthetician of 8 years now, and I've worked on hundreds of faces, and I've just been really diligent about keeping myself as up to date on these topics as I can. Let's get into the first section about the science behind hormonal acne and what really is going on at a biological level. Diving into these topics just gives me such a deeper appreciation for the human body. It's so amazing and it's so intricate, and so I want to break this section down to the foundations by first defining hormones, just in case y'all forgot what it was from science class. But hormones, by definition, are chemical messengers produced by glands in the endocrine system that travel through the bloodstream to tissues and organs. They regulate essential bodily functions like growth, metabolism, reproduction, and even your mood. And so the hormones specifically for acne that I want us to focus on are called androgens. Now, the more common androgens we are familiar with is called testosterone. Both men and women have androgens. It just, the levels of them, of course, vary within the body throughout different cycles, and just if you're male or female biologically. And so androgens, like testosterone, are more responsible for things like oil production. They're essential for things like bone health, muscle mass, libido in both men and women. From here on out in this video, I am going to be specifically referring to the menstruation cycle for those of you who are women biologically watching this. Now, can men also deal with hormonal acne? Absolutely. And if you have any specific questions regarding that, or let me know in the comments. What we typically find is that 65% of women deal with hormonal acne, and it is more specifically because we have a predictable cycle for the most part, and hormonal fluctuations that happen within our bodies in regards to our period. And so from here on out, I am going to be talking about that more specifically, but it is not to exclude men from this conversation. But just for the sake of keeping it simple, we're just talking on average, someone who is dealing with menstruation cycle and has acne, and it tends to have a pattern to pop up during certain times, certain places on the face, and in certain ways and characteristics. So let's dive into next what to look for and what is actually happening within the body when it comes to hormonal acne. There was a study conducted, and it measured the different levels of hormones. During a certain part of your cycle called the luteal phase, there is a significant drop in estrogen and progesterone, which are typically more known as the female hormones during our cycle. And as women, we have more estrogen, we have more progesterone. So it's not because there's an increase of testosterone, it's just that there's more pronounced testosterone levels versus estrogen. And so with that more pronounced level of testosterone or androgens, specifically the DHT and the DHEA hormones, we're seeing an increased level of oil production in the skin. When there's more oil production, we know from the What Causes Breakout videos that is one mechanism out of the 3 that are needed for an acne breakout to occur. And so oil production plays a big part of that. Those sebaceous glands are just on overdrive during that short period of time. Timing wise, from what I saw in this study, it's shown that between 2 and 7 days prior to your period is when you're going to see more of that fluctuation in oil production and breakouts occurring in the skin if you are dealing with hormonal acne. This varies for everybody. Not everyone is going to have that same predictable breakout a week before or within that week leading up to your period. You could have it during your period, and we'll build on this more in the later part of the video when it comes to addressing hormonal acne. That is something to pay attention to, is it happening within that kind of week leading up to the period. Another thing to pay attention to is the location of the acne lesions. Now with hormonal acne, it tends to be in the U region of the face, so the cheeks, jawline, and neck area. So my research, I was reading that these areas specifically contain a higher density of sebaceous glands that are particularly sensitive to fluctuating androgens. So that is where you can visually see these breakouts occurring more, and then as well as the type of acne lesion, which again, if you want to know more about acne lesion types, watch this video. But the types that we're usually seeing more when it comes to hormonal acne are those more inflamed pustules and cystic and nodule type acne breakouts. And those are usually very uncomfortable. But what's great, quote unquote, about this is that it is predictable for the most part. There's a pattern to this. That's what we're gonna jump into next. But feel free to comment below any other questions that you might have lurking in your mind right now. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But hopefully that just gives you a better idea of what's happening in the body as well as what to look out for. Another thing that I wanted to point out was that sometimes certain conditions can also lead to more hormonal related acne. And one of the things that I've been seeing more and more popping up online and just discussions with friends and clients is PCOS. So that is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it is a common hormonal disorder affecting now 5 to 10% of women. This tends to have an association with hormonal acne, excessive hair growth or thickening of the hair, and all kinds of unfortunate symptoms that come with this. This is something that you believe that you are experiencing. I would definitely implore you to consult with a dermatologist or a naturopath if that's more your type, or an acne specialist specifically who's dealt with PCOS or hormonal acne. It is essential to get treatment for this or finding ways to manage this even in a natural lifestyle type of way. I'm not going to cover that necessarily completely in this video, but let's dive into just some of the general tips that I have for you guys. All right, I will be getting into a little bit about product and ingredients, but first and foremost, something that has helped me personally is I've downloaded this app called Clue. I just have the free version of this, and it is just a period tracking app. It's really cool. It helps you to navigate like how you're feeling that day, what type of flow you're having. It also helps predict your ovulation. It predicts your next period. And so it is very helpful for me to have a way to track this because I inevitably have more oil production and breakouts in that week leading up to my period. For you, again, it might be something different. So in that app or just in your calendar, you can start to just pay attention to when you are getting those types of breakouts, because you have more power if you know when this is going to occur. And so once you have downloaded that app and you've started to track your cycle regularly and you're noticing when those breakouts are happening, then this is what I want you to do next. I love when my clients schedule their facials around this. I'm here to rescue the day. And so this is something that we go over in my Master Your Solo Practice series and my, products and methods of how to target this in the treatment room. So again, check out the link below for more information. This is something that I think really helps my clients, not only just like having something to look forward to, but just knowing like, okay, if I get a facial and I'm able to like control that oil production a bit better or that excessive dead skin, we're giving the skin a more deeper cleanse, a deeper treatment, deeper exfoliation. And I do think that certain tools as well help to target this better. And also the products being put on the face, professional grade, medical grade products being put on the skin will help to address this a lot better. So I always advise trying to time your facials and professional treatments around the time when you feel like you're experiencing more breakout during the month. The other thing is for your home routine. That week leading up to the period, going to be doing more of my products and exfoliation during that time. Some of my favorites, and I have shared these in other videos, because essentially the mechanism behind breakouts for hormonal acne is the same as regular acne. It's just that it's triggered more during certain, times of the month. It's going to be similar treatment. So some of my favorites, and I'm just going to hold up this whole line, I guess, of product, because I just really love the Image Clear Cell line for acne specifically. I've tried a lot of other lines, and I've just always felt that the retail products from Image for acne are great. The Clear Cell line specifically has ingredients like salicylic acid, like benzoyl peroxide, calming ingredients, and things that are going to reduce inflammation. Leading up to the period, I'm starting to shift my skincare a bit more toward that acne line, using that gel salicylic cleanser as my evening double cleanse, and then wiping my skin down with the clarifying salicylic tonic afterwards. Then of course, not forgetting to rehydrate the face. I'm spraying that SkinScript Cucumber Toner, using that hyaluronic acid serum from Lemieux, because you want that hydration still in your skin. You don't want to overstrip it, but you don't want to use a hydrator that's going to clog your pores. A couple products to consider would be the Clear Cell Spot Treatment. I've also raved a lot about the SkinScript Lemma Spot Treatment. Both are really amazing. It's really kind of preference of which one that you'll end up choosing. I've tried both, love them both. I've been a little more obsessed with the blemish control treatment from SkinScript. Another product I love is this clarifying acne lotion, because it has that benzoyl peroxide in there. And I've tried other ones, but I felt like those were a bit drying. So just be mindful that some benzoyl peroxide products can be a little stripping. That one I find has been a good balance. Another thing is the Ageless Retinol Repair Mask, Overnight Mask from Image. Retinol can be really great for targeting acne as well, and hormonal acne, cystic acne. If it's something that is more on grades 3 or 4, meaning you have a lot more of those under the skin breakouts, then that's when you're going to want to consult with an acne specialist or a dermatologist or a naturopath, whatever your speed is. There is definitely solutions that are at a medical level. And then on the other side, there's definitely lifestyle supplements and dietary changes that can be made. But like I've mentioned before in other videos, this is not a one size fit all. It's not, here's one specific tip I can give you to get rid of this forever. Being very real and realistic with you guys that this is something that is managed and not cured, and it is trial and error. You do have to just consult with your doctor, your esthetician, and if you come to me, we're consulting about this regularly, finding what works for you. But I've found that just being able to track this and time this out so that you can actually intentionally target this in your treatment schedule as well as your home care schedule. Another thing that I love to do, actually, that I'm just thinking of now, is I use the Image enzyme mask, because enzymes are really good at eating away at that dead skin. So I love using that Vital C enzyme mask to also hydrate my skin and brighten it at the same time so that I'm not overstripping it as well. So I'll do the enzyme mask, and the next night I'll do salicylic toner. You don't want to overdo it and do too much in one sitting, but spread it out throughout that week that you are experiencing more of that oil production. And then using, products maybe that are a little bit less dewy and hydrating by label, and focusing on more of the like mattifying oil control, non-pore clogging type products during that week leading up to your period. So just shifting, that's it. That's all you can do sometimes. Again, hopefully you'll see a change just from doing those tweaks, and if not, then that's when I suggest you consult further help from a professional. Hope that gives you a better understanding of hormonal acne. If you have any other further questions, comment below. Give me some butterfly emojis in the comments. I'm saying that because I have have butterflies all over the place. I've decorated for the spring and I'm just loving it. Hopefully you guys also watched my spring facial that I did for you guys. And just to wrap up the video, again, just to give you a quick little update, I know I've been kind of not sticking to the regular posting schedule. I do still aim to post on Thursdays every single week. Might fall on a Friday. I will try to let you know either on a post or on my Instagram story of when that might occur. There has been a couple weeks here and there where I don't post. It's because, yeah, I mean, honestly, same story. If you guys have been following along, my son's childcare has been a little unpredictable. Having a child with special needs is a job in itself. It's just felt a little bit heavier lately of just trying to manage that on top of everything else and doing it as a single parent. So just give me some extra love and grace and prayers and positive vibes. I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel though, I will say, and I'll share probably more about this in the near future, but just that there's a lot more help finally kind of coming my way that I'm getting access to. My son did recently get diagnosed with also ADHD. He has autism and a speech delay and cognitive delay already. And so we're adding ADHD to that diagnosis. And so we're going to be exploring more resources and help for that. It has taken a lot of my mental space and energy and time. And so I'm doing my best to like keep showing up for you guys here on my channel and online. But if I ever, you know, disappear here and there, that's why. But I'm not going anywhere. Promise you that. I'm going to still continue to do my very best. And as well as working on that online course for y'all, the Going Solo series. I know I keep mentioning it. It is still at the forefront of my mind. I do have the Costa Rica wellness retreat for estheticians coming up in June. So me and Kristen are going to be going to Costa Rica for about 4 days with a group of other estheticians. And so I'm going to be preparing for that, focusing on that. And then once we come back, I've really made it a goal to really tackle that Going Solo series. So again, thank you so much for your love and your patience and understanding every single week. And I appreciate those of you who have just been loyal and real ones up to this point. And I promise I'll continue to do the same for you. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.